But if we think of Ireland, you know, there's very few professional outfits across multiple sports. We have this, you know, standoff with GAA where it's, you know, it's classed as an amateur sport, etc. But they train professionally and everything about it is professional. But we don't have that many professional institutes. So when we think about it, we've got a lot of dual career athletes. So we've athletes who are either working and then playing sports at semi-professional level, or we've athletes who are in college and are playing at semi-professional level. So for them athletes, you know, I gave an example last week online. Somebody was asking me about it, and a friend of mine was working up in just outside Derry, but lived in Dublin and had a 2-hour, 55-minute drive after the session. So if the session was meant to end at a certain time, for that person, the extra 15, 20, 25 minutes impacted on much more than just, sure, it's only 15 minutes. It's a lot more than that. And I think the key when we look at high performance is that we have to be wary that, let's say, the phenomenon of burnout, people often think, oh, it's when people overtrain. Yeah, elements of it might be physiologically that they're overtraining, but what if they've to nearly overtrain and then they have to sit in a car for an hour and 45 after that? What if they have to travel back up the next day for an hour and 45 for a session that's classified as a recovery session as well? And I think that, you know, Grant's done made a really good point about that on the previous podcast with yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about knowing that individual, knowing the nuances, and that could be an emotional thing. It could be to do with their sleep, their mood, could be personal circumstances, or it could be just something as obvious as commute, but spending time with players to know what their background is and know a little bit more detail about what's driving their performance.